Feel my throw up.
Finally have the results for my CT scan. That's a little weird. You shouldn't feel an adhesion. I'm like, what the are you talking? Like, he's pissing me the off.
What's up, guys? It is very early in the morning right now, and it has been a very long 6 months of feeling faint every single day. I'm up 7 pounds, so I've bottomed out, which is good. I'm able to eat a lot more, but this feeling is still persistent. So I'm getting a CT scan done, which I had done in the hospital like 4 months ago, but for whatever dumb reason, they decided not to give me this, which is oral contrast. This will show the insides of my intestines, which you'd think it'd be pretty important to show that. I gotta down this beverage. You might remember me downing this before during Psycho series. This is barium sulfate. I think it was right around when we hit 2 million subscribers on the channel, so that's nostalgic. The whole point of this is hopefully it'll show the, insides of my intestines so I could see if it's getting pinched or not, because the current theory is an adhesion attached to the intestine and is causing it to constrict or narrow, and that's why I feel like I'm gonna black out, because when a stool passes through there, it's just like, feels like it might rip, and I think when I was in the hospital, it was tearing a little bit. Normally you don't wanna see anything, but I think in this situation I do, so that way I could feel justified in getting surgery. Something's gotta give, and hopefully it's this. Vanilla silk. Barium sulfate. Looks like a frozen milkshake. It's so early, Ashley's not even awake right now. I'm trying to be quiet. Okay, I'm procrastinating. I'm supposed to drink this 90 minutes before. This sure beats getting a colonoscopy. If it was colonoscopy, this would be a laxative, and that's not very fun. I don't remember it being that bad, but for those of you guys that really know the lore of the McJuggerNuggets universe, I used to drink element drinks, weird concoctions, and you just chug it, so... Oh, that's thick. Oh, God. You're the tarantula, guys. We're gonna hopefully find the tarantula's webbing inside my body. Should I smell it? Should I taste it? Alright. Oh, it's not that bad. Alright, maybe it's a little bad. You used to have to down 2 of these, I think. But I'm down 1, and then do another one. Ooh. What is this? When I get to the radiology place. There was 3 parts I'm dreading. This is part 1. Part 2 is getting the IV. Part 3 is the actual radiation and the IV contrast. So I'm getting contrast on both sides. The IV contrast will go into my bloodstream, into my veins, and it'll outline all my blood vessels and outlines organ, pretty much everywhere in your body, because it passes through everything. It even passes through your heart. Feels like warm poison. And that part sucks. It feels like you pissed your pants. It's just not a good feeling when you feel it course through. And then the radiation, you get blasted. 1 CT scan of the abdomen is 3 years worth of accumulated background radiation. So 1 blast, that's a lot of radiation. So hopefully it's worth it. Normally I would hold my nose, but I'm trying to be pretty savage right now. I don't drink alcohol anymore, so I can just pretend this is a pina colada. I might need to slow down. I'm getting a little queasy. Mind you too, I can't say I've consumed anything like this in a while. I wonder what's actually in it. I might need to slow down. Feel my throw up. I'm doing the stare. That Corn did. What'd you drink last night? The vodka? Captain Morgan. I don't remember feeling this nauseous before. Oh, God. I'm really freaking hoping that what they give me there is not another entire bottle. I'll flip. I was all cocky. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna come just chug this thing. Dude, it's so thick. I mean, even if this was chocolate milk, I would not be chugging it this quick. I'd feel sick. I don't want to have to get surgery again. It's stupid. So dumb. All just because I got COVID during the movie 6 months ago. Anyway, cheers, juggies.
A lot of time has passed. Way more time than we like. This has all been so slow. Finally have the results for my CT scan. I think we need to see both of us, right? I mean, you've been invested into this too. Is there a way we can have this stuff doesn't stay?
Because your mic's too big. Open it!
There's a few scenarios. First one is I kind of think we want to see a little narrowing of the intestine.
Yeah.
Because that would mean my theory is correct, and that should be enough to be like, yo, let's get surgery, cut the adhesion. That's probably why it's pinched. It's clearly, off kilter.
It has to say something.
The other scenario is it says nothing and everything's fine. that's cool because at least the intestines seem intact and everything's in place. And I think that's pretty good.
That's good news.
It doesn't
but
help.
Still bad news because then you still don't know what the heck is happening.
And I would probably still assume it's an adhesion, and then I would still probably want to get surgery if the fainting's still happening, which it is. So the other scenario, which is the scariest one, which is a real possibility, is that it's something that we're not considering, whether it be like a tumor there that's like causing problems. It's like some cancer. Like it's just a real possibility. Feeling faint for 6 months is scary. It could be something really bad. I just went in and grabbed this. I got a CD to give to the doctor. My follow-up appointment with the doctor is this week in a couple days. But this is it. This is where we find out what the ails me, hopefully. And maybe it's what the scan showed in the hospital. It's just like swollen, it's distended. Maybe it has some obscure language. They're not sure what.
I just read it already.
Well, it's just there's no going back after.
I know.
If there is something. All right. History of abdominal pain compressive technique. It's a CT of the abdomen and pelvis. Stop looking ahead, mother. Don't be cheating, dude.
Sorry.
CT of the abdomen and pelvis was performed following oral and IV contrast. Findings. Lung bases, no focal consolidation or pleural effusion. That's good.
Okay.
Liver. Punctate posterior right hepatic lobe hypodensity. That is too small to characterize. Likely benign entity in absence of known malignancies such as cyst, otherwise unremarkable. That's a little weird.
On the liver?
On the liver. But it says it's too small to characterize, likely benign. I guess they're not really concerned about it, but that's weird. Because my liver was perfectly fine
I
in the
need an
hospital.
explanation on what that means. I need Google right now.
Well, that's what's scary. Is like my mom had just gotten a scan. They were like, it was like lung nodule.
Yeah.
It's like, what the f*** is that? And it's just like, it was almost better off not including that.
Yeah,
now
like,
I'm like,
don't tell me.
yeah, I don't know what that is. My liver as of 4 months ago was fine, so I don't know what that is. All right.
Okay.
Spleen, fine. Pancreas, fine. Adrenals, fine. They say unremarkable, which means it's fine. Kidneys, urinary tract, unremarkable, fine. No hydrophorosis, whatever. Pelvis, no suspicious finding. Bones, everything's fine. But for the bowel, there's a little paragraph here. It says no bowel obstruction. Well, that makes sense. Or inflammatory change. Increased stool within the colon and rectum can be seen in setting of constipation. The appendix is not clearly visualized. Without inflammatory stranding at the iliacal junction, terminal ileum is within normal limits. It says conclusion, no acute abdominopelvic abnormality, imaging findings that can be seen in a setting of constipation. So I'm constipated.
All of this, and you've been constipated for 6 months.
Okay, this was actually
You have not gotten that single turd out for 6 months.
Yep. So this was the most obvious conclusion that I was anticipating, which is it was going to be fine. Which is, unfortunately, the problem with adhesions. You can't see them. And that's why I didn't ultimately want to get a CT scan. I wanted the doctor just to cut me open because you're not going to see anything.
Well, can you put this in your computer and
I can't read
look
it.
at
No,
it?
it's not that simple. It's a very it's very hard to be able to read.
There's 191 images. You can check them out.
No, I've done this a million times with brain scan, other scans. It's very hard for a layman's person to go in and read a scan because they just give a broad stroke view of all these things. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they were really fine-tooth comb looking at my intestines, because I'm sure, all our intestines are not perfectly uniform. It's all bending and curving, and this is actually a win. It doesn't necessarily help me get the thing solved, but it rules out anything like a cancer, a tumor, like all this crazy
The big
Yeah, and it rules out also that my intestines are not obstructed, clearly. Will I get surgery at this point? We'll see. I'll update you guys later this week with what's going on. I will say I have been still just like fainty different times, but I'm way better than I was a month ago. Way better than I was 3 months ago. It's tough. I don't know. I really have no idea. I don't know. I wanted to cry. Guys, it is post talking to the surgeon again. And we looked through the scan together, and it's just as I feared. There's nothing. Even he saw nothing. It didn't even seem really like he had too much experience with reading the scans. He said the radiologists generally have better handle on it. So I was able to ask as many questions as I could, and it got to this point of like, there's only so many more things to be asked without just like, you just kind of got to roll the dice on either getting surgery or living as I have been. The thing he was pushing was a colonoscopy, which I backed out of before because I was like, this is an adhesion. I felt it before. I know this is what this is, and this only ended one way, which was surgery. But he's saying get the colonoscopy first, which would stretch the timeline out by another probably 3 to 4 weeks. One more month of living like this just to end up at the same result, which is I need surgery. And then even surgery, I just don't. Everything's I don't know, and it's the most infuriating. I wish I felt better talking to the doctor, but he, for whatever reason, he just really didn't want to cut me open at all, and that made me more uncomfortable. Whereas my previous surgeon was down. He was like, "Yeah, let's do it. Makes sense. Let's do it." And I felt better because it was like he was confident we'd go in and find it. For some reason, this doctor is just very apprehensive about it and he also doesn't fully even think it's adhesion for some reason, which bothers me. Because he already initiated that in the first conversation, which was a month ago now. It's taken him, all this is so much time that I'm suffering. And even just the way he was talking about things, he's just like, well, you know, that's real casual. And I'm like, dude, you don't understand what this feels like. If so, you'd be like, yo, you know what? I think surgery. And even he was saying, he was like, you shouldn't feel an adhesion. I'm like, what the are you talking? Like, he's pissing me the
You've
off.
Never had it.
Yeah, you don't know.
How would you know how it feels?
And clearly he hasn't talked to enough patients who've had it.
No.
My mom almost died from this. I know so many people just through online communities that have almost died or have died from bowel obstruction because of adhesion, because of random endometriosis, which is just scar tissue after pregnancy. But he was even saying, oh, it's very rare to get it after pregnancy. That's how everyone gets it, is after a C-section. Yeah. He pissed me off. It's subtle, but he reminds me of somebody. I'm not gonna say.
No.
You might know. I'm just gonna wait for now, guys. That's the health update. I am just going to wait. Seriously, I know everybody's health is...
You have been feeling a little better since the last time we came here, so it's like we're just going off of that and then just hoping that you're
continues.
on the up. Scheduling it right now might not seem the smartest thing to do because you have been feeling a little better, but to know that you can, like, if it starts to go in the other direction, you can be like, yo, I'm ready.
And that's what I wanted. Right. That's what I wanted. They're going to call me on Monday so I can see how quickly, scheduling wise, I can get surgery. And that will be comforting to know, at least like on any given day, I can be like, yo, let's do it. And then 2 weeks and I, should be, hopefully it fixes it.
He's right. Like, the risk of cutting you open could lead to more in the future. And that's something we don't want. So it's such a hard decision.
Yeah, it sucks.
Because you can't live like this forever.
No, and this is what happened in 2015, 2016. That's why I had it for a year and a half.
Yeah.
When I could have got surgery after the first month, it was still like, do you want to take that risk? And is that even what it is? Now, luckily, at least I've had that experience. So we should be able to be like, this is what it is. Let's cut it open. I kind of almost wish it didn't get better the last few weeks because I'd already be scheduling the surgery.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I could be venting about this forever because there's no right answer. But guys, drop some likes on this video. I really could appreciate the support right now. It's just been hell, whether Aunt Jackie passing, my health issues, other people's health issues, just, I don't know.
Never ending.
Bad vibes for years now. But guys, make sure you subscribe for more content. We'll have an update out on the movie next. And yeah, let me know in the comments. I know everyone's health issues are different, but if maybe everything happening with me sounds familiar and you could offer some advice, or whether you think I should get surgery or not, or go with the colonoscopy. I don't know. I'm really not feeling the colonoscopy at all. I do want to get one at some point, just given everything that's happened. Like, I want to make sure whatever. Anyway, guys, I love you guys to death, and don't forget to keep it rigid.